Today, let's talk about how we find safety in fellowship with God. I'm going to read to you 3 verses from 2 Kings chapter 15, beginning now at verse 32, where we read, "In the 2nd year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, began to reign." Now down to verse 34, where we read, "And he did what was right in the sight of the Lord. He did according to all that his father Uzziah had done. However, the high places were not removed. The people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. He built the upper gate of the house of the Lord." After the reign of Uzziah, his son Jotham became king. In general, he was a good king. It says here, he did what was right in the sight of the Lord. In a time when there was chaos and wickedness in the northern kingdom, there were some good and godly kings in Judah. His father Uzziah set a good example for Jotham, and he did according to all that his father Uzziah had done. A godly father, even if flawed, can have a tremendous positive impact upon his sons. One thing that Jonathan did catches our attention. It says that he built the upper gate of the house of the Lord. This was always a positive sign among the kings of Judah. When kings and leaders were concerned about the house of the Lord, it reflected some measure of spiritual life and even revival. In particular, it seems that Jotham rebuilt the link between the temple and the palace. Most likely, this was access between the royal palace and the temple. Jonathan wanted there to be a strong link between the royal house and the house of God. We can say that this was one of the keys to his prosperity and success. Jotham's father Uzziah misunderstood the link between the royal house and the house of God when he demanded priestly authority. You can find about that in 2 Chronicles chapter 26. Many kings before Jotham wanted no link between the royal house and the house of God. Jotham understood that he was a king and not a priest, yet he wanted a good, open link between the palace and the temple. 2 Chronicles chapter 27 verse 6 says this, "So Jotham became mighty because he prepared his ways before the Lord his God." The building of this link between the palace and the temple was one of the chief ways that he prepared his way before the Lord. That access between the palace and the house of God, having a link without control, provided better security for Judah than did a mighty wall around Jerusalem. In a time when the northern kingdom of Israel was attacked by the Assyrians, during the reign of Jotham, Judah was safe. Friends, the safest place we can be in is in obedient communion with God. That was the key to Jotham's success. So, how is your access to the house of God? Has it broken down? Are you missing true Christian fellowship? Ask God for the wisdom and opportunity to build your own upper gate to the house of the Lord, the community of God's people. In tight connection with God and with his people, in any way he gives you to do it, God will continue to pour his strength in your life. You can live in that strength today.